Are you looking for the perfect bat books to keep your kindergartners on the edge of their seats this fall? Today, I'm going to share my top 5 favorite bat books to spark curiosity, no matter if you're gearing up for Halloween or just a fun fall unit. You may be wondering why teach about bats. They're kind of creepy. And that might be exactly why kindergartners are so fascinated by them. They're like spooky little creatures who only come out at night. Being nocturnal is a huge thing, and you can talk all about different nocturnal animals. And there's lots of truly interesting facts about bats. Like, they're the only mammals who can truly fly. Kind of cool, right? So as you dig into more nonfiction and fun fiction texts, it's sure to be a crowd favorite in your kindergarten classroom, especially around the time of Halloween, without being truly Halloween if you're trying to avoid the holiday altogether. So let's with some nonfiction books first. When I'm introducing a new thematic unit where we're going to be studying an animal, but then also have some fiction texts later in the week, I like to start with the nonfiction because it gives the kids the background knowledge that they need to help them understand some of the themes in the fiction stories later. So first up, we've got Bats by Gail Gibbons. Gail is my go-to author when I need nonfiction books for kindergarten. She does a great job of writing at a kid-friendly way and including important facts and interesting details in a way that makes sense for kids. And you can also use it to teach about different nonfiction text structures, which I really like diagrams. And so she's labeling the parts of the bat so kids can learn about that. And you can point out that this is a diagram. And then she's got all different labels and pictures and how bats help to pollinate. And she mentions about echolocation. I think echolocation is one of the coolest things to teach kids about with bats for a couple of reasons. If they've seen Finding Dory, they're going to make the connection with the way the whales, they talk whale speak in that book. And also these echolocation comes in some of the fiction stories that I'll share with you later. So that's Gail. She does drawings with her nonfictions, which is the only thing that I don't love about Gail Gibbons' nonfiction books is the drawings. But you balance them with our next books. So now we've got 2 little smaller readers from, this one is from Scholastic, this one is A Time for Kids. I'm showing you both. I will link them below on Amazon, but any kind of reader, nonfiction reader with photos is great to pair with Gail because she does a great job of teaching the concepts more in depth, and then you can use these to show them the true pictures of what she was explaining. For example, here's her diagram of the different parts of a bat, and it really shows the features in a photograph that makes more sense for kids. And it's just cool to see the bats live and in person and get that feeling. So, and then this book is very similar. It's a little bit more graphic. There is a picture in here of a bat eating, but it also talks about how bats are nocturnal. So this bats would fit great in with your like a nocturnal animal unit as well. You can pair it with that. So those are our nonfiction bat books, some of my favorites. And now we're going to get into some fun fiction stories that'll hold your kids' attention. First up, we've got a tried and true favorite. Maybe you've read other There Was an Old Lady books, but there is a Halloween version. There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bat. This is great for rhyming and predictable sequencing and patterns and all of those things. I'm sure you're familiar with There Was an Old Lady. Scholastic used to have these when I was in the classroom, so hopefully they still do, and you can grab them for a really good deal there. And in this one, she is doing all kinds of Halloween things that she's swallowing. And then at the end, there's a wizard who cast a spell so she could yell trick or treat. So it ties in with Halloween. So if you're avoiding Halloween, avoid this book, but it's a fun one. It always keeps the kids entertained. My next 2 are favorite, like all-time favorite read alouds for me, and the kids always love them. All right, let's start with one that has some of the best illustrations of any read aloud that I've done. Night Song. Night Song is by Ari Burke and Lauren Long. And the illustrations are just, phenomenal. Look how cute this little bat is. So that alone holds their attention, but this story I mentioned earlier ties in that echolocation. In this story, sorry for my flipping here, we have Chiro, also known as Little Wing, and his mommy are talking. And mommy says, it's time for you to learn how to fly. And Chiro is scared. He's afraid of the dark. He's afraid of getting lost. What's going to happen? And mom sends him off, and he's got to figure it out. That's totally relatable, isn't it? And throughout this story, he does start to figure it out, and you can see there's images to show how he's starting to use echolocation to find his way, and it visualizes what it might be like for a bat to fly using the echolocation all through the dark. The illustrations, like I said, are awesome. And eventually, of course, he does get home and finds things that are more familiar, and it feels better for him, and he finds his mama. So it's a great story for that reason too. It's like just a fun story. It ties in that nonfiction text from earlier. They'll make tons of text-to-text connections for you, and just adorable. Night Song, can't recommend it enough. And my next one is always a crowd pleaser as well. This one is about a bat who gets confused. This one is called Stella Luna by Janelle Cannon. Stella Luna is one of the all-time favorites. Another great thing about Stella Luna is you can probably find video or movie. I've seen it on Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure, and it's great when you need a little bit of peace and quiet to calm things down this time of year. So Stella Luna gets separated from her mother. She gets dropped because a hawk is attacking them. And Stella Luna ends up scared and alone until she ends up in a bird nest. And because she ends up in a bird nest, she starts to teach the birds how to be a bat. And the bird mom is not pleased about this. She has a talk with Stella Luna. And so Stella Luna adapts and learns how to be a bird. She doesn't like being a bird. She doesn't like eating the bugs. So that ties back into your nonfiction, because what do bats typically like to eat? Well, she's a fruit bat, so she likes to eat fruit, not bugs. So she feels really out of place. And it's a sweet story about how Pip, Flutter, and Flap help Stella Luna along. And they go through all kinds of misadventures that she just can't quite figure out. Until one day, look who's coming in the background. She gets reunited with her bat family, and they ask why she's doing it wrong and all of those things. And they reunite her with her mama. And it's just such a... And she does go back and finds Pip, Flitter, and Flap. And they... it's a very happy ending where she finds her bat family and her bird family. Everything ends up happy. But again, they have to know things about bats, that bats like fruit bats eat fruit. Bats sleep hanging upside down, not in nests. They don't have nests. They sleep in caves, that kind of thing. So it is really beneficial to start with your nonfiction books before you get into your fun fiction stories. But like I said, Night Song and Stella Luna are awesome read-alouds, whether you do a bat unit or not, but it's super helpful to have the background knowledge. All right, so those are 5 bat books that are perfect for the Halloween time, or just a fun fall unit, or your nocturnal animals unit as well. If you need links to any of those books, you will find them down below. While you're there, if you have another favorite bat read aloud, let me know. I'm always looking to add to my collection of great children's literature. And while you're down there, take a second to like and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos, especially our read aloud recommendations. I love chatting about children's books. All right, until next time, have an exceptional day.